Hello and thank you for streaming with us and welcome to In-Depth Look. I'm Alan Wood. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so we can bring you more videos. Let's get right into our top look. We're talking about Hurricane Helene. It's been on a path of destruction all throughout the Southeast. We'll take a look at some of those startling chopper videos and find out about some of the technology they're using on the ground to help with the search efforts. Then we're going to move on to Ripon, Wisconsin, the birthplace of the GOP. That's where Kamala Harris has decided to take her battle against her rival, Donald Trump, in this year's election. She's there, and she has some support from some people you may be surprised who are supporting her now. Then we're going to go ahead and take it to the press room at the White House where Joe Biden pulled up. That's right, Commander-in-Chief pulled up to the press room, and he's telling us some stats about what's going on with unemployment. And he says there's some positive things about the economy. You might want to stay tuned for that. Then we're going to talk about some flashy things. We're going to talk about that new Tesla, that silver thing driving around. I don't know. We're going to find out a little bit more about it, take an in-depth look at that right here, right now on the In-Depth Look.
Almost 7 days after Hurricane Helene battered large stretches of the South, the search for those unaccounted continues as new stories of survival come to light.
The water rose so fast and got so strong that I just had to grab a post and hold on.
The devastating death tolls only expected to grow. So far, at least 215 fatalities now confirmed across 6 different states. From Florida's Pinellas County, with around a dozen drownings, to Georgia's statewide suffering, recording more than 30 fatalities. Then there's North Carolina, where more than 100 have died. And search and rescue efforts have taken some miraculous turns. Former NASCAR driver Greg Biffle, using a private helicopter to deliver supplies, spotting a stranded survivor, only because he was hoisting a mirror. Also in the mountains, employees of Skyfire AI firing up their drone and showing us how they work with governments and even private companies to locate the missing, making some tasks easier.
Aid for local law enforcement to help search and rescue, to help find routes.
On this day, choppers, likely medical evacuations, fly overhead as the Skyfire team shows us roads that have been buckled, broken, and chopped off. She was one of the most conservative members of Congress, but tonight, Liz Cheney is standing alongside Vice President Harris.
This year, I am proudly casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris.
The Vice President campaigning today in Ripon, Wisconsin, the birthplace of the Republican Party, back in 1854.
He who violated the oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. And make no mistake, he who, if given the chance, would violate it again.
Meanwhile, former President Trump slamming yesterday's release by a judge of new evidence from special counsel Jack Smith in the now delayed January 6 case, including Trump allegedly responding, so what, to reports Mike Pence was in danger.
This was a weaponization of government, and that's why it was released 30 days before the election. And it's nothing new in there.
Trump today in Battleground, Michigan, blaming Harris for the ongoing port strike that is threatening to raise prices.
Kamala Harris has unleashed nothing but chaos and suffering for American labor with historic inflation. She's made life excruciating for the blue-collar workers.
Here in Battleground, Wisconsin, Trump supporters we spoke to are deeply skeptical of Cheney, who lost her race in a landslide.
My name's Joe Biden.
The president with a rare visit to the White House briefing room to hail good news on the economy.
Has now created 16 million jobs since I've come to office.
254,000 of them added in September. The unemployment rate of 4.1%, near a 50-year low. Wages rose 4% over the past year, meaning paychecks are growing faster than overall inflation. And the Dow closed today at a record high.
We've gone from economy in crisis to literally having the strongest economy in the world, and but we've got more work to do.
More work because many Americans feel like they're struggling to make ends meet with rising prices of groceries, housing, and child care.
It feels like it's harder to live.
Everybody's scratching and scraping just to live.
Still, some say they're finally starting to feel a difference.
I feel like it's getting better.
And one of the biggest risks to the economy, the port strike, has been resolved for now, and shippers and dock workers agreed to an almost 62% pay raise. bringing longshoremen back to the job at least until January, when they agreed to bargain again over automation, ending the strike, critical for the economy, and especially for small business like Three Moms Organic.
This is such a relief, knowing that this has been worked out for at least now. Takes a lot of pressure off, especially going into the holiday season.
The timing also key as the Southeast picks up the pieces after Hurricane Helene. Forget the Lamborghini or Ferrari.
It drives great, man. It drives awesome. That's why I love it.
This is the most eye-catching vehicle you'll see on America's roads. Love it or hate it, that Cybertruck described by Elon Musk as what Blade Runner would have driven is the latest status symbol. With stars like Kim Kardashian, Lady Gaga, all getting behind the wheel, what's the appeal?
As ridiculous as the Cybertruck may look, it gives it a definite cool factor.
The Cybertruck was introduced as a futuristic concept car in 2019. And it hit the road last year, but a string of safety issues led to 5 recalls in 1 year. The latest, a problem with the rear-view camera, which took up to 8 seconds to boot up once it shifted to reverse. For context, safety officials say that needs to happen within 2 seconds. The recall notice says the delay could increase the risk of a collision. The other recalls, failing windshield wipers, hard to read warning lights, parts falling off, an issue with the car's accelerator.
This slid up.
A video shows the pedal can get stuck to the floor. Tesla markets the Cybertruck as a total workhorse, competing against the likes of other major brand pickups. They boast a towing capacity, the equivalent of the average African elephant. But some experts say this is not the truck you want to show up in on a job site.
I can't see many construction workers swapping their F-150s or their Silverados or their Rams for a Cybertruck, unless you want to make a big statement.
This latest issue over the rearview camera now resolved, Tesla says via a software update sent out to 30,000 owners. Tesla has been asked about the recall, but has not responded. While the Cybertruck might be great at turning heads, some experts say that's all it's good for.
Does the world need a Cybertruck? No. Would it be a more boring place without it? Probably.
Well, that is a jazzy little thing, I must say. I don't know. I think the jury is still out on that one. We want to thank you all for joining us here on In-Depth Look. I'm Alan Wood. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe so we can bring you more videos in the future. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.